Alright, greetings YouTube. This is Dean with Board Games Social with a Day 3 recap. What happened on Day 3? Day 3 was actually pretty interesting, at least for me, from my standpoint. First thing in the morning when I got down to the convention center, got into the dealer hall, and sat down and did a demo of Conflict of Heroes, the solo expansion from Academy Games. Gunther Eckhart sat down and walked me through it. I have Conflict of Heroes, the base game, which you need for the solo expansion, but I really enjoyed the mechanic as far as the AI component, which obviously is going to make or break a solo expansion, and the way that they do it. It's card-based, but the thing that I thought was most interesting about is that the AI doesn't always take the optimal move. There's basically a list of requirements that are going to trigger what the AI does, and if it doesn't require, then you move on to the next one and the next one. And sometimes they're the optimal move, and sometimes they're not the optimal move. And it kind of gives that little bit of the what if, that you would have in a regular two-person game, because your opponent may not make the right move or the optimal move either. So a lot of times you get the solo games, they're so tightly done that the bots or the AI are always going to do what on paper they should do. So that was a nice change of pace. So I went ahead and I did pick that up. If you watched the Game Hall video, which I posted earlier, you'll see that I bought that. They had like 30 copies here, and I think I'm pretty sure it's due to be out in the next month or so. It's on a boat like every other game. It's on a boat from China, a slow boat at that. So I spoke with Gunther. I also spoke with his mom, and the company is just right up the road from where I live. So we talked about doing some couple other things. So look for that in the near future. Some more videos that are going to feature some Academy Games stuff. I then was walking around the dealer hall, and I stopped by the Mirrorbox Games booth where they are they were demoing and selling their new game Chaosmos. I didn't demo it. I just had the guy walk me through a quick overview. It looks interesting, and this is his quote, not my quote. So don't get all riled up for all you Cosmic Encounter fans. But his quote was, "It's Cosmic Encounter done right." So take that for what it's worth. It does look a little bit like Cosmic Encounter as far as the different alien cards. There are a few miniatures in the game representing the different races. One of the interesting things that I thought about it was it has a little bit of card drafting, because as you move from planet to planet, there's like a little seal or a little box where you open it up and you take a card out and you have to put a card in, and people are doing that throughout the game. And you can set traps within that box for the next person. You can watch there's plenty of videos out there on the gameplay and all that. So if it's something that you might be interested in, check out one of those videos. I don't have a video on it, and I don't foresee me doing a video on it because, quite frankly, he wasn't offering me the game, and I wasn't going to pay $70 for it. Maybe it's worth $70. I don't know, but at this point in time, it wasn't. It was not in my wheelhouse as far as type of games that I would want to play, so I'm not forking out the $70 for it. I then was able to speak with Daryl Lauder. Daryl Lauder was there. He was actually showing off their new game, Bottom of the Ninth, which I backed on Kickstarter, so I was really looking forward to seeing how it works. Simple, elegant, fun little game. And I told him, I said, you've boiled down baseball to how it should be played in real life. Just go straight to the ninth inning and let's get it over with. So looking forward to getting that once it shows up. And I think it'll be here sooner than what they anticipate, but most companies are smart enough now to set their release date a little farther down the road, so that they can appease their backers when they get it early. I also spoke with him about UnPub. Daryl is the UnPub organizer. If you don't know what UnPub is a gathering of designers and publishers where they go in and they play prototypes, and they're basically, the designers are bouncing ideas off each other. You get a lot of exposure, a lot of feedback, a lot of play testing in. The big one is held in Baltimore every year, and then they have smaller mini UnPubs throughout the country. I know there was one in Michigan. I think there's one in Texas. There's one on the West Coast. So if that's something, if you're a game designer, then that's something you should definitely check out, and it might be something that I might try to get to next year, just because it sounds really fascinating. So that was a good conversation with Daryl about that. I then went over to the North Market and had lunch. If you've never been to Origins, North Market is one of the neatest little places. It's lots of different independent food companies in there that only serve hot food, but they also have, different goods. There's flower shops and that sort of thing. So one of the great things about the North Market is when you get your food, you can go outside and you can sit at the picnic tables on the porch and just mix and mingle with other people. Especially if you don't come with a group of friends. I came basically by myself. There are some people here that I know, but we didn't travel together, so pretty much I'm on my own during this con. So I sat down and I spoke. I met a guy from North Carolina, younger guy, and he is a budding designer. So he's here not only to game, but he's here to show off his game. They have kind of like a speed dating thing that they set up for designers and publishers to meet. So he was participating in that. His name is Nate Bivens, and the interesting thing about him is he lives in Charlotte, and so we were just talking about, I said, well, you probably know Marty from Rolling Dice and Taking Names, and he was rooming with Marty here at the con. So that was kind of funny. That I guess it's a small world within the gaming community. Then, as I was getting ready to leave, a gentleman came up and sat down at the table, and I looked at him like, man, he looks familiar. I can't place the face, and finally it dawned on me that it was Marco from BGG, who, if you are on BGG a lot, you probably have seen videos with Marco. He's posted a lot of game reviews, a lot of playthroughs and stuff like that, and so I just spoke with him for a few minutes. A very nice guy. He asked if there was any games that I played that I really stood out. So I did tell him about the game, the Prototype Networks, just because it's such a different theme. And he was saying that the game that he has really enjoyed and that he picked up was the Voyages of Marco Polo by Z-Man Games. So I have not had a chance to play that, but it has been packed out every time I've gone past. So it looks like a pretty decent worker placement game. Not sure how heavy it is, but for the price point on it, I'm assuming it's probably fairly heavy. So that was great meeting Marco. Went back to the con, went to the yellow booth because I wanted to demo Heroes of Normandy just so I could get those prototypes, or not the prototypes, I'm sorry, the promotional pieces. And so finally I went in there and I spoke with the girl and I said, listen, I own everything within the Heroes of Normandy line. I really just want the promotional piece. Do I have to sit down and do a demo? Do we have to go through this ruse in order for me to get these? And so she said, no, just go ahead and take them. So I appreciated that. And since I'd been there a couple times before, not asking that, but at least trying to get into a demo, I think they were just giving it to me to make me go away so I wouldn't come back and harass them anymore. Which is fine. It worked. I do the same thing with my wife, so I've learned the tactic. Let's see. Then after that, I played in a game called Renaissance Wars. Renaissance Wars is a card game, rummy-style card game with a Renaissance motif. You're making melds. You're trying to take the hand. There's trump. The slightly different thing about it is that if you win the hand, then your particular luminary that you're playing, for example, I was playing William Shakespeare, then that will allow me to do a certain thing. So William Shakespeare, if I won the hand, then I could roll a die, and the wording on it was that I was publishing a play. So if I rolled well, I could get money from the other people. If I did poorly, then apparently I wrote a flop and I didn't get any money at all. So it was an okay game. I mean, it didn't light my world on fire. I probably won't buy it or ever play it again. But it was interesting. It was, the artwork and stuff was pretty, but it was mainly just historical art that they adapted to the cards. I don't think it was original um, designs or anything by an artist. So that was that game. Went into the silent auction room. Wasn't really a whole lot in the silent auction room going on. I think I bid on two things. I think I bid $5 on Spartacus, and I think I bid $15 on a Friedrich board game. Friedrich. So other than that, there were some things in there where they had buy it now prices, and those were already taken. But honestly, there wasn't anything in there that was a steal by any means, and a lot of the minimum prices that they had on things, I think people were thinking that they were a retail shop. So I don't know. I never even went back to see if I won the items because I just assumed I didn't. So yeah, it wasn't. Didn't do anything for me. I probably won't go to the live auction today either. I think I've bought quite a bit here, so probably just going to kick back, play with what I have, and then wait for Gen Con to roll around. So I also had the opportunity to meet up with a designer, Ed Wedig, from Sea Dog Game Studio. His board game is called 20 Yard Shamble. Shot a video on it, so you'll see that preview of the game, and interviewed him, spoke with him about the design, the game, the thinking behind it. So check out that separate video. I enjoyed it. Spoiler alert, I enjoyed the game. It's not anything that is it's not heavy. It's a family friendly, fun little romp, and I'll leave it at that. But if you're into zombies, and yes, I know most people are past zombies at this point in time, but it's zombies with a different twist. You're actually racing the zombies, and betting on other people's zombies and your own zombies, and that. So there's a little more to it than that, but it's a racing betting game with a zombie motif, but it's very light at the same time. So, and I think that's about it. That's all I can remember off the top of my head. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get down to day 4 of the con, Saturday, and I will get this video loaded up. I sent 2 up this morning, so this one will probably go up tonight, and then we'll have a final wrap-up video of day 4 and let you know kind of my take on Origins, the good, the bad, the ugly, and whether or not you should get down here and try it out for yourself. All right, you guys have a great day. I'm gonna head out to the con and do some more scouting, and hopefully no plundering of the dealer hall, and then we'll check back in with you guys later. You guys have a great day. See ya.